Welcome back to the stream. It is Wednesday night. This is Got Your Six Racing Network. We are here at Volusia. The 305 Sprint Cars, veterans and first responders will be first on the track. These are fixed setups. It is not only week 12, veterans and first responders, but we are into championship week. Andy Patton with a 19-point lead or so over Jeff Barker, maybe 18. Both those drivers are with us tonight. Patton in the 87, Barker in the 513, battling it out for a championship here at Coast to Coast Racing League's Veterans and First Responders Night. First out on the track to qualify, the 213 of Michael Vital. This is his first full season running with Coast to Coast Racing League. I'd like to thank Michael for his service in the United States Air Force, as the 213 is going to take time for his first lap. Michael is coming off turn 4. Dan Metzler, Chris Schaefer, everyone timing in at once. Schaefer with a 14.959. Jeff Barker at the top of the board with a 14.857. Andy Patton, your points leader in the 87 Air Force ride, currently second quick behind Barker with a 14.923. Adam Flieger in the 38 machine out on track. Currently 7th quick. DV Runkle also in the 06 is with us. DV on his first lap with a 15.028. Currently Barker at the top of the board with a 14.857. Runkle will wind up 6th quick. Michael Vital, good looking Air Force car. I'd like to thank Michael for his service in the United States Air Force. DV Runkle representing his family full of nurses and first responders in the 06 machine. We will be getting the green flag over the first heat race. Got 8 cars in the field tonight. Veterans and first responders hadn't put up big numbers, but the racing has been nothing short of outstanding. Again, your points battle: Patton, Barker, DeGood, Schaefer, Taylor are your top 5. $18 points separates Andy Patton from Jeff Barker. Heat 1, Dean Metzler, Michael Vital on the front row, Bob DeGood, Jeff Barker in row number 2. That rounds out your field of all 4 drivers. 49 car of Metzler, the 213 of Vital, Bob DeGood in the 7 Air Force ride. Good looking ride, Mr. DeGood out of Kansas City area. Jeff Barker in the 513 Marine machine. Coast to Coast Racing League does invert the top 4 from qualifying, so Barker was the quickest qualifier in that 513 machine. Barker needs a great night. Again, he's got 18-ish points to catch up. It's Dean Metzler that will bring us to the green flag. We should be going green this time by. We are here at Volusia with the 305 Sprint Cars. We will follow this up with the midgets running at Charlotte next. And close out the night with the 410 sprint cars right back here at Volusia. Pace truck should exit this time by. Start is on green. Pace truck is off. Dean Metzler making that crawl towards the green flag. Green flag is out. We are underway. Like the drivers thought about taking it 4 wide there. 513 gets a good run off that top side. DeGood and Vitale make contact. Put Jeff Barker currently up into P2 behind Dean Metzler. The 213 and the 7 in the pits. Not sure if they will come back out. Go on board with your leader, Dean Metzler. Look back at the 513 Marine machine. Like to thank Jeff Barker for his service to our nation in the United States Marine Corps. As he pulls up, Barker making up some time on your leader. Working lap 5 of 6. Will Barker have time to get it done? He has pulled up to the rear tail tank there of the 49 machine. Running that low line right against the fence. Gets a good run off of turn 4. 1 lap to go. Metzler leading Barker. Metzler, Barker, Vitale, DeGood are your finishing order. Everyone will be going to the feature, obviously. P2, Adam Flieger, DV Runkle on the front row. Chris Shaver, Andy Patton, your points leader, are in row number 2. .038 of Adam Flieger just joining us this week in week 12. 06 of DV Runkle. The No Chance Esports team. Chris Schaefer will start on the outside of Andy Patton, your points leader. Now they switched around here. Not sure what's going on. Good looking 87 car. Chris Schaefer, I'd like to thank him for his service to his community as a firefighter. Six laps to get it done. Everyone will be heading to the feature, so this will set the field for the feature. Veterans and First Responders brought to you by Icon Sim Sports, makers of the finest rigs on the market. Each rig is handcrafted by owner Rob Neller in his garage. Down to the graphics, powder coating, all done by Mr. Neller out in Florida. Bought my rig about a year ago. Haven't regretted it one day. The build process that you go through with Rob is absolutely amazing. Check him out at iconsimsports.com. Pace truck is up. We are underway. Adam Flieger out to a lead in the 38 machine. 23 car. Chris Shaver moves up to P2. Andy Patton, your points leader, in a solid third. No change up front. Adam Flieger leading the way. One to go. 87 of Patton now thinking about working to the outside of Chris Schaefer for P2. Coming off a turn 4, Flieger, Schaefer, Patton, Runkle is your finishing order. We will have 5 minutes of warm-up, so we will be right back.
History repeats itself. History is always happening over and over again. So one of the ways to stop a theme, one of the ways to stop something from reoccurring is to first of all admit it. It didn't take long for us to quickly realize that there was power behind Mission 22, power behind its brand, power behind its message, and power behind its people that represented it.
All right, my friends, day 19 of 22, the 22-day push-up challenge. Day 19 means 418 men and women have possibly committed suicide in the last 19 days. I went and looked up my ship, the USS Rushmore. More people who have killed themselves by now than ever served on our ship at one time in just 19 days.
19, 20, 21. One more. Y'all ready for the last one?
You know, Mission 22 has become a decentralized nationwide effort to show love, to raise money, to be available for other warriors, to be able to be a point of contact, to let the warriors know, but also for warriors to let other warriors know that there is a community. You're not alone. This isn't happening in silence. You're not forgotten. You know, we brought 4 veterans from all different parts of the United States and brought them together to hike through the state of Oregon.
May God bless you on your journey. Thank you for serving our country and for being willing to go on this walk. I'm praying you feel peace and strength with each mile.
You know, on this hike, some folks found God, some folks remained sober, some folks lost a significant amount of weight to be able to participate. And not so much just a healing walk for us as warriors, but for us to contribute to other people's healing. You know, this hike, we raised $12,000 for endobiogeny. Some of the folks on this hike, you know, they're going to be volunteers for this treatment. And I couldn't be more pleased and more proud because it was difficult. We had a lot of struggles. Not everything on this hike went pretty, you know, but we put some skin in the game. At the end of the day, we were able to raise money and we'll be able to use that money so guys can get the treatment that they need. The War at Home Monument is an example of our social impact, of our awareness, of our permanent fixture to do the work that we can't always do, to always remind us of what we've lost and what we will lose if we don't reconcile it. What we've done is taken 20 different veterans with their family's permission and used them as a silhouette to cut out of a 3,000-pound plate of steel. These warriors are placed in a V, and this is to show the size of the problem. This is to show the empty space they leave behind. And it's also to be a constant reminder of what happens when we don't listen to the stories of the warriors that fought in our name. Because it's not okay. It's not okay that everyone didn't know about veteran suicide. It's not okay that these things were a secret or left unsaid, or that it was shameful. It's not okay that it's shameful to suffer alone and suffer in silence, because if you ask for help, that you're no longer a warrior, that you're weak.
Yeah. So I come back and I thought everybody else changed. So I pushed my family away. And it took a long time to really realize it because I didn't want to look internally. You know, I got my Class A CDL and hit the road. I was on the road for about 8 years trucking. And this makes me think about how insignificant all of the major things going on are. I mean, what, 1 million years ago, that blew up. And, you know, over time became this.
Whether it's hiking mountains or building monuments, it takes a community to heal a warrior. Warriors didn't get damaged and didn't become separated from the sunlight of the spirit on their own. It happened in the name of this nation. We can change the way we think about war, how we think about warriors, how we think about ourselves, and what we think we're going to do in the American community. We can do it now. We can do it here. And there's going to be another generation of warriors coming. We can set the tone to create a culture that grabs them up and loves them and smothers them in resources, in opportunity right now. History repeats itself. History is always happening over and over again. So one of the ways to stop a theme, one of the ways to stop something from reoccurring is to first of all admit it. It didn't take long for us to quickly realize that there was power behind.
Welcome back. We are just wrapping up warm-ups. Jeff Barker at the top of the board again, second in the points behind Andy Patton. We'll see if Barker can close the gap a little bit. Your lineup for the feature: Dean Metzler, Adam Flieger on the front row, Jeff Barker, Chris Schaefer in row 2, Michael Vital, Andy Patton in row 3, Bob DeGood, D.V. Runkle in row number 4. So your points leader, Andy Patton, will roll off in 6th position. Second in the points, Barker will roll off 3rd in the 513 machine. So Barker trying to close that points gap. The 87 car might play it safe, but he can't be too safe with only a 17-point advantage over Barker. "30 laps to get it done in the 305 around Volusia, week 12, championship week, Coast to Coast Racing League. Those battling for first and second in the points, Barker and Patton. Bob DeGood is in the back of the field. He's 3rd in the points. Bob is a ways out from the other two. $18 points separates the 513 and the 87. Pace truck should exit this time by. We will get the green flag. Pace truck is off. Dean Metzler will bring us to the green flag. Green flag is out. We are underway. Not a great start on that outside by Flieger. The 513 goes with your leader. Put Barker up to P2. Andy Patton kind of trapped in the back here. Barker in P2. Andy Patton in the 87, currently running P5. Now Patton is pulled up to the rear bumper of Jeff Barker, so those two running side by nose to tail. Patton needs to run a safe race here, doesn't need to do too much. If he can stay within reach of Barker, he will be your Veterans and First Responders champion. Metzler, Schaefer, Barker, Patton are your top 4, separating from the field a little bit here. Schaefer going down low, trying to sneak underneath Dean Metzler. 513 falling in that high line right above the slick spot there. The 87 car running about a half car lower than the 513. Patton gonna make a move, try that bottom side. See if he can't make something happen. Barker battling for P2 underneath the 49 car of Metzler. Again, 18 points separates these two, currently running P2 and P4. Working lap 9 of 30. .513 starting to get antsy there in P2. Looked underneath Chris Schaefer last time by. He's using a high side, dives down low on exit. Gets a good run on that bottom side. Look back from your leader, Chris Schaefer, at the 513. Working lap 14 of 30. Lap traffic on the bottom side, letting your leaders go by. Patton still in P4. Is the 87 car waiting for a late race opportunity to move up. Patton moves up one position in dangerous fashion. Just clips the front end of Dean Metzler. Put Patton up to P3, Barker in P2. Chris Schaefer led every lap. We are working lap 19 of 30. Can Andy Patton close that gap, or does he want to? Gets in a safe spot. Black Bullet Racing Elite, the 23 car of Chris Schaefer out front. It's like lap traffic ahead. Patton in the 87. Trying a slider line, see if that won't work for the 87 car. Your 2 leaders clear lap traffic. Again, Andy Patton in P3. Andy Patton coming up on lap traffic of Davey Runkle. Runkle stays down low for the 87. You can see Barker up there with battling it out with Schaefer. Barker running a couple of different lines there, seeing if he can't get Schaefer to bite. Working lap 26 of 30. Schaefer changes to a slider line, trying to stay out in front of the 513 Marine Machine of Barker. Again, Barker comes in second in the points. Andy Patton currently first in the points, running P3, one position behind the 513, so that difference won't get it done for Jeff Barker. Up front, Black Bullet Racing Elite driver, the 23 of Chris Schaefer, has led the way from flag to flag. Moved up 3 positions on the first lap. White flag is out. Andy Patton is one lap away from a championship in the Veterans and First Responders division. Meanwhile, up front, the 23 of Chris Schaefer bringing it home for the victory, followed by Barker, Patton, Metzler, Flieger, DeGood, DV Runkle in the back there. Michael Vital ends it in the pits in the 213. So great run by those drivers. We will get an interview with them here momentarily. Looks like Andy Patton will win the Veterans and First Responders Division Championship and also put the 87 on the podium. There you have it. There is your podium finish. Kickoff for Wednesday night. Veterans and First Responders brought to you by Icon Sim Sports. Waiting for the drivers to get up into the booth here so we can get a chat with them. The 513 car of Jeff Barker moves up one position from the start. Jeff, this is Joe. You got me?
Hi, Joe.
Hey, man, great run in the 513 Marine Machine. Finished P2. How was the run? How was the track? And what was your thought process going in?
It was a fresh track, so we had to get ahead of the time trial captain there, Andy Patton, and just try to not let him run away. So that worked. We got him caught in traffic, but it wasn't enough to spread the points out. So.
Yeah, you were chasing a 17-point lead, and Patton made a risky move there about mid-race. So thought the 513 might be in there. Congratulations on your second point finish and your second in the points in the championship. Got anybody you'd like to thank for your podium?
Yeah, thanks to Joe for putting this on and for hosting and all that. That's great. Nathan Aldrich for hosting in game and Sim, excuse me. Kart racing team, Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding, and Galen's Gourmet Popcorn.
Yeah, man, as always, I love seeing the 513 Marine Machine. There's only one car that you don't run the Marine logo. So first of all, man, thank you very much for your service to our country. And I love seeing the 513 Marine Machine. Can't remember which car it is, but there is one that you don't run it. And I find myself saying that anyway.
That's my UMP car. I'll get that on there for you.
Great run from you, my friend. As always, it's a pleasure, man. I love saying 513 Marine Machine. So great run by you. We're going to see you the rest of the night.
Yes.
All right, man. Thank you for your service, and we will see you in the midgets coming up at Charlotte.
All right. Thanks, Joe.
All right, man. Chris Schaefer moves up 3 positions. His Black Bullet Racing 23 machine. Chris, this is Joe. You got me?
I got you, Joe.
Hey, man, good run. You got out front there and did not look back. It looks like you changed to a lower line around mid-race. Were you just searching for something different?
I was. Old Jeff was catching me, and I was just trying to find something I could pull away. And like I just told Andy, there towards the end, I found a little slider line, especially on 1 and 2, that I could get a good separation from Jeff and pull away a little bit.
Yeah, he was running high in and low off and closing the gap on the 23 car, but you corrected yourself, man, and you brought home the victory for the 23 and Black Bullet Racing team. Got anybody you'd like to thank for your win?
Yeah, I want to thank Roger and C2C for putting on the league for us for the veterans. It's unique. You, Joe, for putting on the broadcast. The guys over at BBR, the whole team. ABR Setup Shop, Du Bois Welding, Giddings Mobile Repair, Getting Hooked Guide Services, Mimi's Makings of Motion, Hans Performance, W Energy, all the guys that sponsor us that helps us get on the track and get better.
Man, great run by you chasing a championship maybe next season. We got week 13 coming up. But what a way to finish the spring season. Congratulations on the win, man. We're going to see you the rest of the night.
Possibly. I don't know yet. I know I said that the last time too, but it just kind of depends on what I got going on. But I'd like to. Volusia's my home track. It's only an hour away, so.
Oh man, that's cool. That's cool. So hope to see you. You told us maybe last time, and I think you showed up for the races. So hope to see you, man. Great run by you, and way to end the season.
Thank you, Joe, and I see you next season, man.
Yes, sir. And your points champion, the 87 of Andy Patton. All you needed was a good race. You brought it home P3. Made a risky move about half race there. Had me jumping out of my seat. Andy, this is Joe. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Joe. Yeah, I was kind of jumping out of my seat there too, man.
You
Freaking
slid
put
up
Dean
a little.
Ost.
You slid up a little shallow, and
Yeah.
I almost came out of my chair. Great run by you, Matt. Another podium, but more importantly, maybe you get to make yourself a plaque for your championship in the veterans and first responders. Congratulations, man.
Thanks,
great run. I love seeing the 87 car run. And how was your night, man? And yeah, how'd it go from the seat?
It was good. It was good. I mean, I like this track. I'm always fairly competitive here. You know, I ran second this afternoon to Blake, and then you know, I couldn't get around Dean. I hated that the way I ended up getting around him. Almost put him in the wall, but you know, I just had nothing for him. I couldn't catch him at that point. The track wasn't slick enough to make up that much time.
You know, I found myself sitting here thinking, we got to get another broadcaster. I want to get out there maybe and run with you guys next year. We'll see how that plays out. Maybe I'm better off where I'm sitting. But again, my brother, congratulations. Great run by you. Congratulations on the championship. And you going to run the rest of the night?
No, I have something I have to do tonight, so I won't run the 410s.
So come in, win the championship, and head out, man. I like it. I like your style. Great run by you, and I guess we won't see you for a couple weeks.
No, we'll have some special shows, I guess, next week, right? Week 13 shows. I don't know if you're broadcasting any of them.
I hope. I want to drive, so we will see.
Yeah, how about it? There you go. That's what Week 13's for, man. Take a break. Get out there and do some running.
Yeah, man. So congratulations, brother, and we will talk to you next time on the podium.
All right, man. Thanks.
Have a good night.
See you Friday night.
Yes, sir.
See you Friday night.
See you. So there you have it. There's your veterans and first responders. The 87 car of Andy Patton takes home a podium finish and the championship. Great run by the 87. Tonight, we will cut and head to Charlotte for the midget. So we will be right back.
I'm Chris Jakimick, and I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. Throughout my military career, I spent the bulk of my career out in Las Vegas. It was the first job I had as I was protecting some sensitive resources out there at Nellis. I would deploy to Kuwait early on in my military career with a larger weaponry system to support Operation Southern Watch. And then from 2003 to 2006, I was part of the emerging drone mission for the United States Air Force and Department of Defense. We were fighting the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan from our backyard. You'd be in war for 12 hours of your shift, and then you'd drive home to your apartment here in Nevada. So psychologically, it was very odd. Like, you felt you were in the combat zone every day because you were seeing it on the screens and it was that important, but I don't know what it did to the human psyche at the time. Some things would kind of happen in my personal life after that would change a lot. When Adam joined the Marine Corps, it was a natural fit. Anybody who joins the military, especially after 9/11 happened, you're looking for that purpose. I think that's why he made the choice. It's like, let me go be a Marine. in between Fallujah and Ramadi during the heaviest parts of the fighting of the Iraq conflict. I mean, you hear guys like Jocko and everything talk about like the triangle of death. My brother was dead set in the middle of the triangle of death with a Marine unit. I think it changed him. Like, you look at everything across history, you read any of the books out there, war changes anybody that's been involved with it. Trauma or mass events like that changes anybody, and it really changed my brother. And I get that call. I get the text, actually, from my stepmom. It's like, I need you to call me as soon as possible. Something's wrong with Adam. All right. Didn't think anything of it. And I'm about to pull off the highway to go celebrate and have some pizza with my classmates, and she's like, Adam's dead. Adam's dead. He had died by suicide that day, 25th of July, 2017. And it changed my world forever.
I think that was the first time I saw or heard someone broken through the phone. There was a time where I was concerned that he wasn't going to make it. There were times I thought, we're going to have to camp out outside of his house, or we might get that phone call. Are we ready for that phone call?
I couldn't catch a break. A fellow first sergeant I served with, he had died by suicide. On the day of my buddy's funeral, I'm going through social media, and I see this, what appears to be a manifesto from one of my old airmen. My first thought was like, today's not going to be a good day. And sadly, my hunch was right. He had killed his own family and taken his own life on the day of my buddy's funeral. It was just compounding trauma after trauma after trauma. I cracked. I fell hard with alcohol. That was rock bottom. I first heard about Mission 22 just by like surfing the internet and looking on there and seeing some of the programs that they had available. I was like, something seems right about this. To be in a program like the R&R program with them and the innovative things that they're putting together, I've not seen in any other veteran nonprofit. It's putting all this stuff together to heal in the most effective way possible. They're making you do a lot of the hard work through reading, through audiobooks, through physical fitness, through nutrition, open discussion, critical thinking, neuroplasticity and cognitive feedback to where you're developing the brain more. It's given me a chance to regain my life. Cycling's been a big part of my recovery. Is around the time I retired a little over a year ago, I set forth, I was like, let me set this goal to ride 2,020 miles in 2020 for another veteran nonprofit that supports Gold Star families and those lost either to accident or to suicide. Every time I got on that bike, I was like, you know what? There's a name, there's a dash that I'm gonna honor today. Not the dates on the gravestone. Is like, I'm gonna honor that life. So it gave me purpose. And it just became like a release for me to where the pedals would spin and I would get out of my head for a little bit. Physically, I was starting to feel better. I could see the improvements, and I've tracked my data over the past year, and it's phenomenal on the growth that I've had on a bike.
He's just on a mission and is relentless about it. Every day he pushes it. From the loss of his brother and a number of different trauma that he had gone through in his life, it was absolutely critical for him to find something that he could sink his teeth into. I think he's taken the ball and run with it with Mission 22, especially the R&R, the recovery and resilience part. I think it makes him stronger in the person that he is today.
I don't know why I fell on the bike. It was just like, okay, it called to me, and then I kept going. So that scene from Forrest Gump where he just starts running one day and it ends up in Monument Valley in Utah? He's like, I'm tired, I think I'll go home now. I'm not tired yet. I'm not ready to throw the towel in like Forrest Gump did. I'm getting on that bike and I'm keeping on going because there's something about it. There's something about just getting out in nature, having that breeze in your face and seeing some of the beautiful landscape here in Las Vegas where it takes you away from the stressors and the challenges of the world for a little bit. and you can just appreciate the beauty that is out there and be in the moment. And then it got serious, because the Air Force enrolled me in the Air Force Wounded Warrior program, and it got transformed into lo and behold training. If I do this well, maybe I can go represent the Air Force. Maybe my grief and everything in my entire story can come to fruition because I can put the energy into something positive. If I made the team, I'd just be overwhelmed with emotion. I suffered a lot of my trauma because of my military service, but at the end, it's like, I gotta be grateful that I'm allowed to compete in this, because there are others who didn't make it home or lost the war at home. That's what it's about.
Oh my gosh, everybody. I am so excited. My heart's pumping. My hands are sweaty. Please welcome our very own director of the Air Force Wounded Warrior Program, Colonel Rich Obert. Over to you, sir.
Welcome, warriors and athletes. Today we're going to announce the 2021 Air Force Team for Warrior Games. The selection was difficult as there were many hardworking and deserving individuals, and the work and dedication was apparent by all. I know the suspense is killing you, so I'll turn it back over to Marcia. Good luck to each of you. Back to you, Marcia.
All right, thank you, sir. Starting us out from Air Education and Training Command, Major Daniel, Lieutenant Dan Cariña. Yes, yes, yes. Air Combat Command, out of Texas, Master Sergeant Nicole Nikki Favuza. From Valdosta, Georgia, Technical Sergeant retired Antonio Del Vecchio. From East Liberty, Ohio, Airman retired Pete Murphy. Technical Sergeant retired Margie Hinkle. And coming up next, former pole vaulter, that is very similar to Blaze Velarde, coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada, Master Sergeant retired Chris Jackmack. Warrior Games competitor back on the team, Staff Sergeant retired Joseph Alex Pate.
Whew.
What? He did
All right.
big things back in the day. He's gonna do big things. Coming to you from St. Henry.
Wow. We look at Mission 22 and we see all the shirts, we see all the flags out there. I don't think enough of the people understand how big the programs actually are and how that is actually in there. And like, I'm a benefactor from the donations of these private donors that are there to allow me to live life, to improve life for not only myself, but for friends, for fellow veterans, for my children, for my girlfriend, for my family, is to be that, to say, you know what? We can keep going at the end of the day. We can keep going, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how difficult life becomes, we can keep going.
We have this value in the Air Force, this belief, a wingman concept. We're gonna take care of each other. We've got each other, and it gives us hope, right? And so if you have been knocked down, I say this a lot, by the baseball bat of life, right? You're on the ground. If you know that someone's got you, it's got your six, no matter what, that's gonna help you get back up again. And that's part of Mission 22, I think, for him. That connection, that human connection, that's what's gonna save us. Yeah, that's what saved him. He can be a light in darkness. No matter how dark that spiral is, to know that someone got back up again and navigated their way out, that they can get through it too, that they are not alone. Not for one moment of one day. That's what he could be. He could be a beacon of light.
Welcome back to the show. This is the Wingless Wednesday portion. We have the midgets here at Charlotte. Midgets are a ton of fun to drive. Can be a handful at times. Currently, your points leader, Terry Landis, has had a great couple of weeks. Last week, inducted into the Hall of Fame. This week, he's running for the championship in the Wingless division. Finished as a runner-up last year. So Terry Landis looking to capitalize. Currently has a 69-point lead over Jeff Barker. That was public math on the fly there. Product of the California school system, so I apologize. Welcome back to Got Your Six Racing Network. This is Championship Week on Coast to Coast Racing. If you are in the market for a great league, I encourage you to try out Coast to Coast Racing League. The dirt team I was on, we weren't sure. We tried some other leagues and didn't fit us well. We came into Coast to Coast Racing League about a year ago and knew immediately that this was the place for us to be. Racing without all the drama you get in other leagues. Coast to Coast Racing League runs 7 nights a week, and a group of them are broadcast. Check them out. Coast to Coast Racing League at c2crl.com. Preston Krebner out on the track in the 07 machine. Kreitz Sim Racing, Bob the Good at the top of the board. Michael Bertay now with a 16.520 takes over that lead. Mike Kramner in the 70 machine. Jeff Barker currently second in the points. We've heard that song and dance before. Jeff Barker up to second quick with a 16.538. Dan McLaren just finishing up 6th quick. The champion, the 061 of Landis, 4th quick. Waiting for Nick Vickery in the 00 Spartan ride. See how the 00 does here. Nick Vickery currently 8th quick. Not sure if he will improve. We'll go with the 21. Kevin Fry in 2-1 Race Designs machine. The Firm Motorsports driver out of Texas. Kevin shuts it down. Currently 11th quick. Dan McLaren's all done. Dan McLaren 7th quick. So it looks like Michael Brute will bring home your quick time in the midgets division here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, the dirt version. We will be heading back to Volusia for the 410 sprint cars at the conclusion of the midget race. $15 cars in the field. Terry Landis 4th quick, so we will see where Terry rolls off here, battling for that championship. Jeff Barker, again, currently a runner-up as he was in the Veterans and First Responders, qualifies in at P2. Heat 1, Dan McLaren, Jeff Kemper on the front row. Jack Hitt, Michael Brute in row number 2. Donovan Ross, Kevin Fry in 3. Adam Flieger and D.V. Runkle in the 4th and final row. $181 outside the 88 of McLaren. Your quick qualifier, they do invert the top 4 in the Coast to Coast Racing League. So Michael Brute in the 95 machine will roll off P4. 8 laps to get it done. Top 4 heading to the feature. We had 15 cars enter the field, so all 15 will head to the feature. Last year's champion, Jack Hitt, will roll off P3 in the 217 machine. Jack currently 5th in the points. Good looking 5 car. Donovan Ross. Pace truck will exit. Field belongs to the 88 car of McLaren. Green flag is out. We are underway. McLaren with a great start. Trying that bottom side. Kemper in the 181 slides up high. Kemper to P2, 95 of Brute. He thought about taking it 3 wide. He still may. Exit of turn 4. Dan McLaren with a lead over the, now it's 217 of Jack Hitt. Moves up to P2. Moves in behind Brute. Or McLaren, my apologies. It's like Jack Hitt working that bottom side. Dan McLaren on the outside, who we're riding with in the 88. So it looks like that bottom side is the place to be. Last year's champion, Jack Hitt, at the point, getting it done early. Jeff Kemper now battling it out with the 88 car. Kevin Fry in the 21 machine, currently running in P4. Jeff Kemper in the 181 car trying to get by the 88 car of Jack Hitt out front. Jack Hitt, last year's champion, running away with it. Currently has almost a second gap between himself and the 88 of McLaren. Jeff Kemper in the 181 running P3, or driver out of Oregon. Kevin Fry now running that bottom side. He's going to try to make some noise, get up underneath the 181. Hitt, McLaren, Kemper, Fry are your top 4 heading to the feature, although everyone will head to the feature. P2, Bob the Good, Nick Vickery on the front row. Champion, first in championship points, Terry Landis, Jeff Barker in row 2. Preston Cramner, Michael Vital in 3. Mike Cramner rounds out your field of 7 drivers. So drivers running 1 and 2 in the points will start side by side. The Yoo-Hoo machine with the 513 Marine machine to his outside. Bob the Good in the 7 will bring us to the green flag. Spartan Racing Nick Vickery, the 00 Spartan ride to his outside, will be a tough customer to hold off here. Michael Vital, Preston Cramner, and Krite Sim Racing 07, and Mike Cramner, father-son, starting nose to tail here. Looks like Terry Landis moved up to the front row. Not sure what happened there, but put the 161 on the front row, your points leader and Hall of Fame inductee on the front row. Outside of him, Nick Vickery in the 00 Spartan ride. Field belongs to the 161. Base truck is off. Green flag is out. We are underway. Nick Vickery on the high side. 161 of Landis down low. Landis with a good run on that bottom side. We saw the 161 practicing that bottom side. They are wheel to wheel at the line that time by. Nick Vickery pulls up on the outside. Jeff Barker in the 513. Makes contact. Cramner gets into the back of the 513. Terry Landis still at the point. That does not help Jeff Barker in the 513, who came into this heat second in the points. He will lose some points or positions for the feature. Nick Vickery in P2. Michael Vital in the 513. P3, Bob DeGood in the 7 car. Under attack from the 70 of Mike Cramner. Working lap 5 of 8. Up front, Landis with over a second lead over Nick Vickery. Michael Vital in the 213. You can see the cars are spread out here at Charlotte, so plenty of room to run. Barker back up to P5. This race, if it ended as it is now, would put the 161 outside pole in the feature. We saw the 161 get into the tires a couple times during practice. We do have one lap to go. Terry Landis in the 161 up high. Landis, Vickery, Vital, Bob DeGood are your top 4. Jeff Barker finishes P5, followed by the Cramners, Squared, Mike, and Preston. B main time, Michael Brute, Jeff Barker on the front row. Donovan Ross, Mike Cramner in row 2. Adam Flieger, Preston Cramner in row 3. D.V. Runkle is the 7th and final driver in the B main. Drivers have 10 laps to settle the starting positions for the feature. Brute will be hard to beat on the pole. He's got the 513 Marine Machine to his outside, currently second in the points. So Barker wants a good finish here so he doesn't start any further back in the feature than he has to. Again, we're running 10 laps. This will set the final order for the feature. Race truck will exit this time by. We'll take that long crawl to the green flag. Race truck is off. Field belongs to Mike Brute. With Jeff Barker to his outside. Restart is on green. We are waiting for the green flag to come out. It is out. We are underway. Great start by the 95 running that bottom side. Donovan Ross, he shoots up one position. Put the 5 car up to P2. Not so quick. Barker battling back on that bottom side. Barker now takes P2 back. Brute running away with the show. Currently has almost a second gap over the field. Barker up high. Donovan Ross down low. They were pretty equal at the line that last time by. Preston Cramner in the 07 car, currently running P4. Adam Flieger in the 038 P5. Gap between first and second, now over a second. Donovan Ross in the 5 car had a great run last night in the sprint cars. Jeff Barker currently second in the points, running third in this heat race with Preston Cramner underneath him in the 07 machine. See Cramner trying to get underneath the 513. Those are your top 4 on the screen. Donovan Ross may be closing down that gap a little bit. It was over a second. Krite Sim Racing, the 07 of Preston Cramner getting it done. Move Cramner up to P3. Go on board with Donovan Ross as he tries to track down the 95 of Mike Brute. See the 95 running below that slick stuff there. High to middle in 1 and 2. Lap traffic. Now Preston Cramner trying to get up in the mix. The 07 closing in on the back of Donovan Ross. 1 lap to go. Brute way high. The other 2 down low. Brute, Ross, Cramner, Barker, Cramner, Flieger, Runkle is your finishing order. Three minutes of warm-up, so we will be right back.
Biggest thing is getting the word out, awareness of Mission 22, the struggle as it is to fight PTSD and suicide. My name is Corey Decker. I'm the state representative for Mission 22. This year's been great. We got a bunch of great guys that have gotten together and decided to create this rally. The word's getting out, and it's turning into quite an event where we can actually help a lot of veterans. It's a great event, but You really have to go and see it for yourself, and it's really one of those things that's an experience. That just going that weekend, we've seen how it changes people.
When people hear a Till Valhalla project, the first thing they might think of is our shirts. But what most people don't know is that our plaques came first and the t-shirts came second. What some people might not know is that the same shirts that we make day in and day out allowed us to do unbelievable things for unbelievable people. Whether it's donating our proceeds to reduce veteran suicide or gifting handcrafted memorial plaques to the families of fallen heroes, these t-shirts simply stand for honor and freedom. Two words that wouldn't exist without our heroes. This makes Till Valhalla Project a place where fallen heroes truly live on forever.
Welcome back. We are just finishing up warm-ups here. Before we head to the feature, Jack Hitt at the top of the board with a 16.422. All focuses on Terry Landis and Jeff Barker running 1-2 in the points. Jack Hitt, Terry Landis on the front row. Dan McLaren, Nick Vickery in row 2. Jeffrey Kemper, Michael Vital in 3. Kevin Fry, Bob the Good in 4. Michael Brute, Donovan Ross in 5. Preston Cramner, Jeff Barker in 6. Mike Cramner, Adam Flieger in 7. D.V. Runkle is the 15th and final driver in the feature. Last year's champion, Jack Hitt, will roll off from the pole. Jack Hitt and Terry Landis battled out last year for that final championship position. Jack Hitt was able to hold off the 161 of Terry Landis. This year, Landis with a big lead just needs a safe feature here to capture his championship in the wingless division, Coast to Coast Racing League. $30 laps to get it done. Again, following this race at Charlotte, we will be headed back to Volusia in the 410 sprint cars. Pace truck is off. The field belongs to the 217 of Jack Hitt. So we take that long, slow crawl to the green flag. Restart is on green here. The wingless division brought to you by Pitside Podcasts. We are underway. Jack Hitt down low, the 161 of Terry Landis on the high side. Dan McLaren trying to move up the P2. We're 3 wide throughout the pack here. Got Jeff Kemper back there, the 21 of caution is out. Let's see what happened here. Looks like Bob the Good gets up into the fence. Looks like the 7 car gets into the wall by himself. It's a little help there. Jack Hitt still at the front, working lap 2 of 30, maybe 3. Front 7 still running how they started. Ace Truck exits this time by. Jack Hitt will bring us back to the green flag. 161 of Terry Landis to his bumper. Dan McLaren giving it a run in the 88 Spartan machine. Dove underneath the 161 of Landis a couple times. Great start by Jack Hitt as he cuts that inside. Looks like the inside is the preferred line from your leaders currently. Terry Landis gets the tire. Not enough to send the 161 around. Jeff Barker back in 12th position in the 513 Marine machine. Trying to get underneath. Caution, back out. Stevie Runkle gets up into the wall, brings out the caution for the second time tonight. Cars are waiting on the pace truck to catch up. Again, this is week 12, Coast to Coast Racing League. Action in the wingless division has been absolutely amazing. If you're interested in running the wingless 360s or the midgets and you're looking for a league, check out Coast to Coast Racing League at C2CRL.com. We are coming into week 13. The action does not stop at Coast to Coast. We do have some events scheduled for week 13. Again, check them out, C2CRL.com. And this is Icon Sim Sports. Veterans and First Responders Night. The lights are off on the pace truck. Pace truck is off, leading the field to Jack Hitt. Kevin Fry moving up one position that last short run. They are lined up on that bottom side. Jack Hitt. Great start on the 161 of Terry Landis. Terry just needs a solid night to capture the championship. Caution comes back out quickly. Not sure who was involved there. We'll see if we can find out. Looks like the 95 of Berthay, the 5 of Donovan Ross. Not sure, but nonetheless, the caution is back out. Looks like that is Kevin Fry up there. We are working lap 5 of 30. Jack Hitt, Terry Landis, and McLaren are 1, 2, 3. Lights are still on the pace truck. We do have one to go. Pace truck will exit this time by leaving the field to the 217 of Jack Hitt. Terry Landis, McLaren Vickery are your top four. Great run by the 181 of Jeff Kemper, currently in P5. Good jump by the 217 in the Hooters machine. Terry Landis holding down P2. Looks like they are a little bit spread out behind them. Jeff Barker currently running in the back of the field, one lap down. Terry Landis needs to run a safe race and he will capture the championship. Came up one place short last season. Jack Hitt, Terry Landis, Dan McLaren, Nick Vickery. Spartan Racing drivers running 3 and 4. Jeff Kemper holding down P5 in the 181. Caution is back out. Mike Cramner just slow on the racetrack there. Not sure what happened to the 70 machine. Made contact there. No place for Davey or Adam Flieger to go. Working lap 9 of 30. Pace truck lights are off. Field will be turned over to the 217 of Jack Hitt. Pace truck is off. We are back underway. Great start by the 217 in the Hooters ride. Jack Hitt. Got a couple of lines working here. Got some cars working up high. Barker and Brute, or Kemper and Brute, were up high. Nick Vickery battling out with Michael Brute in the 95 machine. '95 of Brute up to P4. He's moved up 5 positions since the drop of the initial green flag. Go on board with the 95, currently up to P3 as he works that bottom side behind Dan McLaren. In the 88 machine, Terry Landis now, he moves up a little bit higher. Your points leader. Caution is back out. Michael Vital goes for a heck of a ride. Not sure what happened to the 513. Oh, that was Kevin Fry that goes for the ride. Gets into the back of... No, that was Vital. My apologies. Up front, Jack Hitt still leading the way. Terry Landis, he loses 2 positions. McLaren and Brethet got by the 161. Jeff Barker is 1 lap down. Currently working in P13. So the 161 still in great shape for the championship. Race truck is off. Jack Hitt has led since the drop of the green flag. He is back out front. Spartan Racing, Dan McLaren behind him. Brethet in the 95 working that high side makes a pass on the 161. He's got Nick Vickery behind him in the 00 machine trying to follow him through. 00 above the 161 of Terry Landis. They will battle side by side. Landis working that bottom side. Brethet gets up into the wall a little bit. Not enough to open the door for Vickery and Landis. Working lap 18 of 30. Jack Hitt opens almost a second gap between himself and second place Dan McLaren in the Spartan 88 machine. Michael Brethet on that high side in the 95. Terry Landis in the 161 down low. Caution is back out. Like Preston Cramner in the 513 of Barker. Not sure what happened there in the back of the pack. Oh, Cramner gets up into the wall. Nowhere for the 513 to go. He gets up into the wall. Sends both of those drivers to the back of the pack. Jack Hitt has led since the drop of the green flag. Currently working lap 19 of 30, so we still have a ways to go here. As the 217 will bring us to the green flag once again. Dan McLaren on his tail tank. Followed by Berthet, Landis, and Vickery are your top 5. Berthet works on that outside as Landis down low. Nick Vickery on the outside also. Your leader working the bottom side, as is second place Dan McLaren in the Spartan 88 machine. Points leader Terry Landis in a comfortable 5th as the caution comes back out. Michael Vital in the 213 gets into the tire on the inside. Working lap 24 of 30, so we are getting down there. Lights are off on the pace truck. We have one to go here on championship week 12. Oh, my apologies. The pace truck lights are not off, so we will have one more to go. Jack Hitt, Berthet, McLaren, Landis, Vickery, your top 5. Donovan Ross, Kevin Fry, Jeff Kemper, Preston Cramner, Mike Cramner are your top 10. Lights are off on the pace truck. Jack Hitt down low. Michael Berthet working that high side in the 95, working lap 25 of 30. Terry Landis back up to P4. 161 doing something that we don't see too often. Terry Landis running on the high side. Terry Landis up high. McLaren down low, running for that third and final podium position. Jack Hitt keeping that 217 car down low. Don't know how long that'll last. Caution is back out. Donovan Ross goes for a tumble. Gets into the wall all by himself. Working lap 27 of 30. Only a few laps left to go for the championship. What a season for the 161 of Terry Landis. Inducted, excuse me, inducted into the Hall of Fame. And about to capture the wingless championship at Coast to Coast Racing League. Lights are off on the pace truck. Again, no, they're not. We got one more to go. We will get the one to go this time by. Pace truck is off. Jack Hitt will bring us to the green flag, followed by Berthet, Landis, and McLaren. Working lap 27 of 30. Great jump by the 217. Cuts it a little shallow there in turn one. That might give a good run to the 95 on the outside. Berthet high, Jack Hitt down low, working lap 29 of 30. Looks like that high side is working for the 95. Put the 95 to the point. Jack Hitt staying down low in the 217. Your points leader, Terry Landis, trying the high side, which we don't see too often. This is the last lap. Berthet up high, Hitt down low. Berthet, Hitt, Landis are your top three heading to the podium. '95 of Michael Berthet getting it done on the last lap. Makes the pass over the 217 of Jack Hitt, puts the 95 into victory lane. We will get a word with those drivers here momentarily. As soon as they get up here into the booth. Great run by the midgets to close out the spring season of Coast to Coast Racing League. There's Jack Hitt, currently finishing P2. Jack Hitt led the majority of the night. Jack, this is Joe. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Joe.
Man, great run. You led probably 29 of 30 laps, I believe. You decided to keep the 217 down low. Did you ever think about going up high?
I did. I wasn't sure what I was going to do until I restarted there, and I just felt like I needed to keep it down low and just run 3 good laps. And apparently I was wrong, but kudos to Michael. He was fast up there.
Yeah, man, I wouldn't necessarily say you're wrong in a 217 car, putting it on the podium in P2. Great run by you, man. You got anybody you'd like to thank for your podium finish?
No, just thank you and thank everybody at the league and all the drivers that come out. This is probably one of the most fun divisions in the league, I think. So if we could get some more guys coming out, we could put on a hell of a show.
Yeah, man. So this ends the spring season. You kind of had some bad luck bite you early. So we are off to the summer season and looking forward to see the 217 car up front. So great run by you, man. You going to run the 410 sprint cars?
No, probably not. But I've been looking forward to next season for about 9 or 10 weeks now. So bring it on.
ready to get it started like a long time ago. Great run by you, man, and we will see you probably in week 13 running something crazy. Roger always comes up with some fun events for week 13. So great run by you, man. Have a great evening.
Thanks, Joe.
Yes, sir. Michael Bruthe, he kind of had an up and down night. Waited till the last lap to make a pass on Jack Hitt. Mike, this is Joe. You got me?
Hey, man, what's up?
Man, great run. You found that high side, which I was kind of doubting at first when the 217 was down low. Midgets up high. That doesn't really sound like a winning combination here at Charlotte on a big track. You made it work, man. You brought it home. How'd you get by Jack there?
Man, I was doubting it too, but I stuck with it, and it just worked out. If you don't hit the wall, that's the first key, and I do that a lot. But I made it work tonight, just right on the edge there, and that's the only way you can do it, man. That was a heck of a race.
Man, it was fun. I will tell you, I love watching the midgets run. I love driving them. I will not drive them in a race because I don't want to wreck everybody else. But you put on a heck of a show, man. You took the 95 up 8 positions from the start to capture the victory here at Charlotte. So great run by you. You got anybody you'd like to thank for your victory?
Oh yeah, it was a good night. I had a horrible night Monday night. Got mad and had a horrible night. So this is good. This is good for Thursday night. And just thank you to everyone. Congratulations to I think Terry for the championship. Thanks to you, and we'll see you next year.
Yeah, man, great run. Week 13 should be a lot of fun stuff going on. So great run by you, my friend. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you. We'll see you.
All right, man. The 161 of Terry Landis has had a heck of a night, inducted into the Hall of Fame early this week. Comes into the night needing just a solid night. You had more than that, my friend. You put the 161 on the podium. The 161 of Terry Landis. Terry, this is Joe. You got me?
Hey, Joe, I got you.
Man, way to end quite the iRacing week that you've had. All you needed to do is run safe. I thought maybe you'd run maybe mid-pack, but not your style in the 161, man. How was your night, and how'd everything go?
Oh, it went great. I love in the beginning of the track, it was cool. It was fun running down low and everything, but then when I see Michael go up top there, I just followed him up there and went down with him.
Yeah, we actually talked about that. We don't see the 161 up high ever, I don't think. And you took it up there on a big track, and it worked out for you. You lost, I think you moved the furthest back you went was 5th, and you moved back through the pack, man. Congratulations. A championship, Hall of Fame induction. Congratulations, man. Let me be the first to congratulate you on all that. You got anybody you'd like to thank for not only the podium finish, but your championship?
It's the same, thank you for putting this on all the time, Joe. You're really great at it. And Kalen's homegrown popcorn, put card in the code and get 15% off. And then the guys back there at KSR. Sorry for my voice.
That's all right, man. No worries.
KSR and all the guys at C2C Speed Shop and Roger and all them guys put it on.
Yeah, man, this is twice this week you and I talked. We've talked quite a bit, so maybe we just need to swap cell phone numbers there. Or we can keep talking on the podium or Hall of Fame inductions, your choice. Great run by you, man. Congratulations. You came up one position short last season in the wingless division, but you brought it home tonight on the same week that you were inducted into the Hall of Fame. So congratulations, man, and looking forward to the summer season.
Sir, thank you very much, Joe.
All right, man. Have a great night. There you have it. There is the wingless part of the show. We will be moving on now to the 410 sprint cars back at Volusia. So we will be right back.
off turn 4, white flag in the air. Justin Hare's top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Can he get the lead? Yes, he does. And now here comes Janzik. Janzik goes by Query, and he goes by Inman. Gonna drag race off of turn 4. Shepard is there, but it's Larry White at the line. It's still gonna be Pat Ward, and they make contact. Britton has broken the race car. Peter Britton comes to a stop in
in our industry.
The lifetime parts and labor warranty is pretty awesome. Basically, all the parts are covered, the labor and everything.
When we say lifetime, we mean lifetime, and it's supported with money-back guarantees. And with that, you're getting all qualified technicians that are going to ensure that this job is done perfectly and operates perfectly throughout the life of the unit.
Learn more about our Coolray lifetime parts and labor warranty at Coolray.com. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Welcome back to the show. We are back at Volusia with the 410 sprint cars. Kyle Moonen in the 24 machine at the top of the board with a 12.881. Justin Cramner in the 07 matched his time. So we have a pair of 12.881s at the top of the board. Kevin Fry currently out on the track. Fourth quick in the 21 machine. 410 Sprint Cars brought to you by 2-1 Designs. Check them out if you need a wrap. Check them out on Facebook. We are ready for Heat 1. Winner of the Midgets Division, Michael Brute, Nick Vickery on the front row, Terry Landis, Kyle Moonen in row 2, Bob the Good, Mike Kremner in 3, John Rayner Jr. and Jeff Valero are in row number 4. Take a quick look at the points. Jeff Barker, Terry Landis are within 15 points of each other. Kevin Fry's in third, Jeff Valero fourth, Bob the Good in fifth. But keep an eye on the 513 and the 161 as they are in a tight points battle. Terry Landis in the 161 will roll off P3 in this heat race. Michael Brute in the 95 School of Sim Racing 360 sprint car will roll off with Nick Vickery to his outside to 00 Spartan ride. Second in the points, Terry Landis will roll off P3. The Vanderbilt 24 to his outside of Kyle Moonen. Got 8 laps to get it done. Everyone heading to the feature. Did have a good turnout tonight. 16 cars or so. Pace truck should exit this time by. Pace truck is off, leads the field to Michael Brute in the 95s. We are underway. Vickery and Brute side by side at the line. Vickery up high, 95 down low. Nick Vickery will get the run off that top side in the 00. Kyle Moonen looking to move up farther than he is. He had your quick time in qualifying for tonight, currently running P3. And Terry Landis P4, so he's in an automatic transfer position. Working lap 3 of 8. '24 of Moonen slides underneath the 95. Terry Landis now getting to the back tail tank of the 95. On lap 5 of 8, Nick Vickery setting sail out front in the Spartan Racing 00. Al Moonen in second, Brute in third, Terry Landis in fourth. Jeff Valero moving up 3 positions from the start to P5. Go on place with on board with third place Michael Brute as he's looking at the rear of the 24 car. This is the last lap. Can't get it done. Vickery, Moonen, Brute, Landis are your top 4. P2, Nathan Aldrich, Jeffrey Kemper on the front row. Kevin Fry, Preston Cramner in row 2. Points leader Jeff Barker, Dean Meitzler in row number 3, Donovan Ross, Jack Clevenger in the 4th and final row. .514 pulling double duty as he typically does as admin, and he's on the wheel behind the wheel of the 514. Waiting for Jack Clevenger, I think, to grid. No, the 5 of Donovan Ross. He shows up. We are set to go for 8 laps, top 4 directly to the feature. And Nathan Aldridge will bring us to the green flag in the 514. Jeffrey Kemper, driver out of Oregon, to his outside. Pace truck will exit this time by. Green flag is out. 514 of Nathan Aldridge to the point. Jeffrey Kemper gets down low, makes contact with the 21 of Kevin Fry. Fry running that low side underneath the 514, looking for the lead in the 21 machine. Kevin Fry currently 3rd in the point standings. Jeffrey Kemper falls back a couple positions to the 4th and final transfer position. Fry in the 21 going to push the issue. Pull side by side on lap 5 of 8 underneath Nathan Aldridge. Preston Cramner in the 07 run in. They made contact. Nowhere for the 07 to go. That was close. Cramner may have made contact with the 21. We got cars bouncing off each other here. Kevin Fry to the point. Nathan Aldridge falls back to P2. Jeffrey Kemper P3. Preston Cramner rounds up in the 4th and final transfer position. With the 513, the points leader, Jeffrey Barker, tracking down Preston Cramner. 1 to go. Fry, Aldridge, Kemper, Cramner are your top 4. B main, Jeff Valero, Jeff Barker on the front row, Mike Cramner, Dean Metzler in row number 2, Bob DeGood, Jack Clevenger in 3, John Rayner Jr. and Donovan Ross round out your field of 8 drivers to run the 10 laps. Running second in the points, your points leader gets stuck in the B main on the outside up the front row. Only 15 points separate him and Terry Landis. So the 513 Marine Machine needs a great run here in the B main. Looks like Jeff Valero will miss the grid here. That will move Mike Cramner up to the inside of row number 1. Lights are off on the pace truck. We will go green next time by. Jeff Barker needs a good run here. Needs to finish in the front of the B main. Mike Cramner to his inside. Pace truck is off. 10 laps to get it done in the B main. Mike Cramner out to a quick lead in the 70 machine. Points leader. Jeff Barker falls to P2. Bob DeGood in the 7. They make contact. Not sure what happened. Barker may fall back to P3. .513 not having the week that he wanted to have. Makes contact again. Oh my goodness. Your points leader into the fence in the B main. He will start at the back of the field. Donovan Ross up front in the 5 machine. Got his first feature winning sticker last night, trying to follow that up with a great run here in week 12 of the 410 sprint cars. Jack Clevenger up to P2. Bob DeGood in the 7 machine in 3. Mike Cramner. Dean Meitzler in the 49. Up front, working lap 8 of 10. The 5 car of Donovan Ross. Jack Clevenger reeling in the 5 car. White flag is out, 1 to go. 78 car peeking underneath the 5. Ross, Clevenger, DeGood, Cramner, Metzler, Barker, Rayner, and Falero are your finishers. We have 3 minutes of warm-up, so we will be back. Welcome back. We are just wrapping up warm-ups. Jack Clevenger at the top of the board with a 13.253. Kevin Fry second quick. Kyle Moon and Terry Landis. Donovan Ross are your top 5. It is time to go feature racing, so we will bring the grid to you. Nick Vickery, Kevin Fry on the front row. Kyle Moonen and Nathan Aldrich in row 2. Michael Brute, Jeffrey Kemper in 3. Terry Landis, Preston Cramner in 4. Donovan Ross, Jack Clevenger in 5. Bob DeGood, Mike Cramner in 6. Dean Metzler, Jeff Barker in row number 7. John Rayner Jr. and Jeff Valero round out your field of 16 drivers. So, week 12 championship week. The 513 rolls off P14. Terry Landis currently second in the points. He will start P7. So we will see how this shakes out. Waiting on Donovan Ross to take the grid. .513 of Barker needs a good run here. He can move up just a few positions and protect his points lead of 17 points. I think he'll be in good shape. Always dangerous start in the back, however. Terry Landis rolling off P7 in the 161 machine. There is the 513 Marine machine on the outside row, getting ready to go. Up front, the 00 of Nick Vickery and Spartan Ride will bring us to the green flag. Good looking patriotic paint scheme. Race truck is off. We're waiting on the green flag to come out, and it does. Vickery down low, Kevin Fry up high. Fry gets wicked loose on turn 2. Gets all out of shape there. Finally settles in. Nick Vickery to the point. With Nathan Aldrich 2P2, Kyle Moonen in the 24 machine. Jeff Kemper in the 181 making some noise, or driver out of Oregon up to P4. Kevin Fry, once the dust settles, back in P5. That looked like Barker going for a heck of a tumble. Gets into contact with the 21 of Kevin Fry. Putting the 181 up into the fence. Nick Vickery leads the first 4 laps. Terry Landis up 1 to P6. Jeff Barker up 3 to P11. So 1 and 2 in the points are moving up through the field. Kevin Fry at the front of the field in the 00 Spartan ride with Nathan Aldrich in the 514. Driver out of New York to the rear of the 00. Kyle Moonen in Bandy Built 24 is in P3. Kevin Fry in 2-1 Designs Machine is in P4. Preston Cramner rounds out your top 5. Lights are off on the pace truck. Pace truck is off. Kevin Fry will bring us to the green flag. He is off. Great jump by the 00. Nathan Aldrich falls back. Kevin Fry now underneath Kyle Moonen in the 24 and the 21 machine. Preston Cramner moving up to P4, trying to get underneath the 24. He will get in front of the 24. A little bit of contact between the two. Nick Vickery checking out on the field. Almost a second gap between himself. Fry makes contact with the 514. Since Nathan Aldrich off the track makes contact with Terry Landis, currently second in the points. That was something else. The 21 had a heck of a lap there. We will see if we can't ride along with Kevin Fry. Makes contact with the 514, gets into the tire, makes contact with the 24, then the 161. Back on his weird tires, comes down, gets into Donovan Ross in the 5 machine. That was a heck of a lap for the 21 there. Terry Landis in P5. Jeff Barker in P9 currently. Up front, Preston Cramner makes a pass on the 00. Put the 07 to the lead. Nick Vickery now in P2. Kyle Moonen in the 24 under attack from Jack Clevenger in the 78. Terry Landis has fallen off this lead pack. Looks like the 95 Brute gets up into the outside wall just a little bit. We are working lap 15 of 30. Cramner into the outside wall. Can he hold on to it? He will, but he will lose the lead. Give the lead back over to the 00 of Nick Vickery, battling it out with a 24 car of Kyle Moonen. Those two battle it out. We'll go on board with Nick Vickery. You can see Kyle Moonen dive down low in the 24 Bandy built machine, trying that bottom side slider line from the 24. Caution comes back out. Great battle up front. Preston Cramner finds that outside wall again in almost the same exact place. Just catches it with that outside tire. Over he goes. Kyle Moonen currently up front, got by the 00 of Nick Vickery there. We are working lap 17 of 30. Terry Landis up to P4. Jeff Barker up to P9. So 5 positions separate those two. And 17 points in the championship race. Lights are off on the pace truck. We will be going green this time by. Pace truck will exit. Kyle Moonen in the 24 Bandy-built machine will bring us to the green flag. Great jump. Nick Vickery in the 00 car. Spartan Racing driver in P2. Terry Landis with a good jump. He will settle back in P4. Caution back out. Jeff Valero goes around on the bottom side all by himself. Doesn't make contact with anybody else. Kyle Moonen at the front of the field. Working lap 18 of 30. Kyle Moonen at the front of the pack with Nick Vickery in P2, followed by Jack Clevenger up 7 positions from his start. Terry Landis currently in P4. Jeff Barker in P8. So Terry Landis up 3. Jeff Barker up 6 from the start. Pace truck will exit, leaving the field to Kyle Moonen in the 24 machine. Nick Vickery to his tail tank. We are back under green. Good start by the 24. Jack Clevenger now in the 78, looking underneath the 24 machine. Trying that bottom side, not much doing down there. Good runoff by Vickery. Terry Landis in P4. Contact between Anoa Bertay see what happened here. He gets up high, gets into the outside fence, comes down in front of the 21 car. Kyle Moon is still at the front of the field. Working lap 20 up 30, so we are getting down there. Pace truck will exit this time by Kyle Moonen, still at the point, up 2 from the start. Nick Vickery falls back from the pole into P2. Green flag is out. Clevenger gets a good start. Terry Landis battling with Clevenger in P4. Great run by the 181 of Jeffrey Kemper. Don't look now. Jeff Barker looking for a championship. He moves up 8 positions from the start. Currently running in P6. Great run by the 513 machine. Clevenger battling it out with Nick Vickery, makes the pass. Caution is back out. On lap 24 of 30, Mike Cramner makes contact there. Kyle Moon is still at the top of the board. Clevenger in P2. Great run by Barker. Jeff Barker up 8 from the start. Had 17 points between himself and second in the point standing, Terry Landis. The 161 of Landis moved up 4 positions from his starting position. Up front, Kyle Moonen will bring us to the green flag, working lap 23 of 30. Lights are still on the pace truck. We will get the 1 to go this time by. A handful of laps left to go. Kyle Moonen on the point in the 24 Vanderbilt machine. Jack Clevenger moves up 8 positions from his start to move the 78 into P2 in front of the 00 of Nick Vickery. Pace truck is off. We are underway. Kyle Moonen, great start. Jack Clevenger behind him. 24 with a great run out front. Top 3 get kind of spread out. Terry Landis in P4. Your points leader battling for a championship, running that bottom side. Trying to get underneath the... Oh, Landis into the outside. Whoa, the 513. Your points leader makes contact with the 181. What will this do to the points? Oh, my goodness. Second in the points, Landis gets into the outside wall. Barker makes contact with the 181, putting Barker into the fence. This will make things interesting on lap 25 of 30. Terry Landis is still showing in P4. He will duck off into the pits. Jeff Barker showing in P9. He will also pit. This could get very interesting here. Both get a quick repair and back out on the track. Running 8th and 9th. Landis in 8th. Jeff Barker in 9th. My, how things can change in a big hurry. We are working lap 25 of 30. We will have 1 to green this time by. Kyle Moonen still at the front of the field in the 24 Vanderbilt machine. Pace truck will exit this time by. '24 is off with Jack Clevenger in the 78 behind him. Nick Vickery in the 00 running in P3. Nathan Aldridge in P4, followed by John Rayner Jr. in the 302 entry. Caution is back out. It's like the 49 makes contact with the 70 and the 513 once again. The field is not making it easy on the 513 to capture a championship. That's twice tonight. He's been involved in an incident. Working lap 27 of 30. Jeff Barker showing in P7. Terry Landis in P8. We will have 1 to go. Working lap 26 of 30, so just a handful of laps to go here. Nathan Aldridge looking for a podium finish behind the 00 of Nick Vickery. Race truck is off. Clevenger runs a slider line, slides in behind the 24. The front two get away from the field. Vickery running the high side. Kyle Moonen sticks to the high side. Clevenger trying the slider line, can't get to the rear tail tank of the 24. Working lap 28 of 30. Top two pulling away from the 00. Looks like Clevenger closed in a little bit on the 24 that time by. 1 to go. 78 down low. Slides up. They are side by side. 24 up high. Great run off the top side. Moonen, Clevenger, Vickery are your top three. Landis finishes one position in front of Barker, which should give Barker the championship depending on incident points there. We will get a word with your podium finishers here momentarily. We are waiting for the points to update here. See what happened in the point standing. We will get a word with your top three here momentarily. 00 of Nick Vickery comes into the night. Nick started on the pole, fell back 2 positions, losing those 2 positions to Kyle Moonen and Jack Clevenger. Nick, this is Joe. You got me?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Hey, man, I'm well. So that was a long night. We had quite a few cautions there. I didn't expect that here at Volusia, but nonetheless, how's your night, man? And how'd the track change?
Well, you know, I think this track was last year's Hometown Heroes track, so you know we're pretty familiar with the track in regards to what lines are going to be fast and whatnot. But you know, I knew the bottom was going to be fast in the heat race, and then come the feature, I knew the top was eventually going to be fast. It's just a matter of when. And you know, I knew starting on the pole I was a sitting duck, and you know, I definitely got to apologize to Kevin Fry. I didn't mean to get into him on the first lap there coming off 2, and you know, I knew I was a sitting duck. Kyle Moonen, you know, I think the last time I ran these, I finished second to him as well. You know, so I know he's fast in these cars, and then you know, Jack got by me there at the end, and yeah, I'm just happy to bring home third. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, man, great run. That 78, he came out of nowhere. He was up 8 positions from his starting position. Was he running a different line? How did he get in front of you?
Yeah, I think he was running like right above the slick. I really struggled all night trying to get into 1 and 2, and he was able to get underneath me in 1 and 2 and stay to my door and threw a slider in 3 and 4. So it was just good close racing. You know, the 410s are quite a handful, especially on a slick track here at the end of the race, and you know, he was doing a really good job running the bottom and the middle.
Yeah, man, that was fun to watch, to see my favorite paint scheme in the 00 Spartan Ride finishing on the podium. Got anybody you'd like to thank, man?
Yeah, definitely got to shout out Spartan Racing. You know, we had me and Dan McLaren had a pretty good race there in the midgets in the last session, and after that would be VMR Wraps. If anybody there needs a wrap, come check us out on Facebook at VMR E-Wraps. Cool Ray, definitely got to shout out Cool Ray. You know, he does so much for the league. After that would be SPGC 3D Printing. If anybody there has any 3D printing needs, definitely go check out Tom Taylor over on Facebook. My wife for letting me do this, Roger and Preston for keeping everything together, and then, of course, you for putting on a great show.
Yeah, man, always a pleasure. Great run. Looking forward to a week 13 to get out from behind the microphone and get it behind the wheel. So hopefully we'll get to do that in week 13. So great run by you, my friend, and we will see you later on this week.
All right, sir. Thank you.
All right, man. Have a good night.
You too.
Jack Clevenger in the 78 machine starts back in the field of ways, moves up 8 positions to capture P2 and a podium finish. Jack, this is Joe. You got me?
I got you.
Hey, man, that was a cool run. Watching the 78 run, what line did you use first to get through all those cars and then to get by a very fast 00 of Nick Vickery?
I couldn't tell you. Just kind of went where they weren't and slider line, and then yeah, I mean, it just kind of where I could get grip and whatnot.
Yeah, man, we were watching you close in on Kyle Moon. It looked like the slider didn't work there in the closing laps for about 2 laps, and then all of a sudden it worked, and you were on the rear tail tank of the 24. So great run by you, man. Congratulations on your P2 podium finish. Got anybody you'd like to thank for your podium finish?
I just thank Donovan and Keith at Routine Sim Racing, and you guys for the broadcast, and C2C for the host.
Yeah, man, great run by you, and hope to see more of the 78 this coming up summer season. So congratulations, man. Have a great night.
You too. Thank you.
All right, man. 24 of Kyle Moonen moves up 2 positions from his starting position, puts the Vanderbilt 24 into victory lane. Kyle, this is Joe. You got me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, great run, man. 24 was fast all night. I was wondering, first I was wondering if you're going to stay in front of the 00. You did that very well. And then the 78 came charging through the field. How was your night, man? How did the track change, and did you see those guys coming?
It was a pretty good night. I kind of fell back there at the beginning. Definitely taking some getting used to VR for sure. I just got that here recently, but once I got back up there, I don't know what happened with Preston. I felt pretty good for the most part. I knew once Jack got in second, he was gonna give me a run for sure. I was kind of surprised Vickery, which I think he was right on me most of the night, but yeah, other than that, it went pretty good.
Yeah, man, it was a great run by the 24. Always a pleasure to watch you run. You own that high side for sure. One of these days, hopefully, I'll be able to do something similar. Probably not as good as you, but you own that high side, man. You make it hard to pass. Great run by you. Got anybody you'd like to thank for your victory?
Yeah, appreciate it. Just all the guys at Vanderbilt, Ross Crenette, Velocity Race Design, you guys for the broadcast, and everyone for the league.
Yeah, man, congratulations on the victory, and we will see you hopefully in week 13 racing something crazy that Roger comes up with. I'm not even sure what's going on week 13 yet, but congratulations on the victory, man. Great way to end the spring season, and look forward to the summer season.
Sounds good. I appreciate it.
All right, man, have a great night.
You too.
All right. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There is the spring season Coast to Coast Racing League. Looks like we will announce that Terry Landis indeed passed Jeff Barker for the championship in the 410 sprint car. So Terry captured 2 championships tonight. If my look at the standings was correct there just momentarily. So congratulations to Terry Landis. Great run by him and capturing those 2, and greatly appreciate everybody tuning in, and we will see you Friday night back on Got Your Six Racing Network. Of course, as always, Thursday Night Thunder will be on Coast to Coast Racing Network also. I bid you all a great evening, and we will see you later.